What's up, Gemini? Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. So, this is going to be the reading for the Mercury retrograde in Pisces. I want to take a look at your energy. I want to take a look at the person's energy that could be popping up back into your life. It does bring people back to revisit unfinished conversations, old emotional business, and maybe clarifying some misunderstandings. So it can be anybody. It can be an ex, it could be a family member, old coworker, old friend from high school. I don't know, could have been a neighbor. So keep an open mind about who the person is that could be coming back and entering your life during this retrograde. The pre-shadow started February 11th. It officially kicked off on February 26th. And it goes through March 20th, but then there's the post-shadow. So that goes out till April 9th. So really between February 11th and April 9th, there could be some sort of revisiting of somebody coming back into your life. Now, it's important to understand during this time to listen to your inner self and your intuition rather than your logic, okay? Because the Pisces energy is very dreamy, can be a little bit of illusions. And so during this retrograde, timelines, facts, and communication can all be a little fuzzy. So that's why they're saying really focus on your intuition when this person comes back rather than logic, okay? And also during this time, make sure you're getting your sleep, you're drinking plenty of water and doing light stretches, right? That helps because, I don't know, I'm feeling the energy myself. So what I want to do is I want to pull the tarot. I want to pull a few cards for your energy, a few cards for this person's energy. Kind of take a look at where you're at and where they're at, and then we'll take a look at maybe what the possible blockage was and what their true intentions are for coming back. All right, so keep in mind to take what resonates, throw out what doesn't, and if you're finding nothing resonates, go ahead and check out your other sign placements. I have the fire signs, the water signs, and the earth signs currently posted. You are my first air sign, and then that'll be the last that I do for this series. Keep in mind, we embody all 12 signs of the zodiac, so any of the readings can resonate with anybody. There is no perfect science when it comes to collective readings. All right, so what's going on for Gemini? Mercury retrograde in Pisces. 3 cards for Gemini, 3 cards for the person coming back. Oh, goodness. We got the 4 of Pentacles. Somebody trying to really hold on, maybe? I don't know. If it's meant to come back out, it will. All right. One more. 3 cards for Gemini. 3 cards for their person. All right. Ooh, 7 of Cups. Tower in reverse. Eight of Pentacles. person. Ooh, Ten of Swords. Ooh, Nine of Swords. Goodness. Four of Swords in the reverse. All right. So this looks more like, it doesn't feel anything like love. Oh, you know what? Here we go. I forgot to have another deck on hand for clarifications. Hold on. Okay. This feels like this could be like work, or I don't know, somebody you may have been collaborating with. It just doesn't feel like it's romantic. How about that? It can be anything else. You are currently in the energy of, man, you're working hard on something, okay? And because of you working hard, it's like you're changing something up that you're doing for work, or I don't know if you're in business for yourself or if you're trying to get in business for yourself, but you have all these choices opening up, all these options. Like the world's opening up for you, like the world is your oyster, and it's all because you're learning new skills. And you know, Gemini, that doesn't surprise me with that energy, but like you're learning new skills, you're working hard, you're overcoming obstacles, like you're avoiding any kind of chaos or tower moments, and the world's opening up. Like things are just looking really good for you. Your person, they're not doing great. So I don't know if you walked away from a situation, work-wise, collaboration-wise, or if you're just an acquaintance of somebody where, you know, when it comes to career, work, endeavors, you're doing well because you're actively learning new things, transforming yourself into new types of trades, getting ahead, I feel, of like any kind of disaster. It's almost like maybe you're realizing that whatever it is that you're doing, you're like, there may not be a need for this trade, so I'm going to start breaking out and branching out, doing new things, which is really opening you up to so many choices. So this person, it's either maybe somebody you used to work with, or it's a friend. It could really be anybody that you're linked to in some way, but they're coming back because they're like, man, I'm burned out, I'm not doing well, I'm not sleeping well. They may have even had like some sort of ending. Now, I don't know if this was an ending in a relationship or if it was an ending in a career. Whatever ending that was, it's just turned, and that's Gemini energy, right? So the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Swords is Gemini energy, and the Four of Swords is Libra energy. So Gemini may not be a dominant placement for you, Now you can flip roles. This can be reversed. This could be you that's witnessing somebody around you. So you because it is two different energies. So it could very well be reversed. But if not, Gemini is not really a main placement for you. Or it's not like a dominant sun, moon, Venus, or rising. It could be, or it could be like maybe you're rising or something like that. And then your person could have strong Gemini in their chart, and they're all caught up in their head not doing well because maybe they didn't learn something new or they didn't get ahead of it, and so they're entering back into your life. And I don't know if this is somebody you can help, or if you tried to help and maybe they didn't listen to you. Could be something like that. So this is interesting. All I know is if this is your energy, you're doing well, you're getting ahead of like disaster, and this person fell right into it and is struggling to come out of it. So what was the blockage, the actual blockage between you two? What was this blockage? Fear of cheating. Playing games. Walking away. I feel like this is somebody at some point you ended up distancing yourself from, because look at how well you're doing. And so there was a distance, you kind of drifted away, and it could have been, maybe this person was just playing too much. They weren't serious. They weren't looking ahead like you were. Something about cheating. You might be afraid of this person coming back into your life in some shape or form, because it's like you feel like now it's like they maybe want to ride off you, cheat. Not cheating as in, I'm not saying cheating as in, a romantic, hey, there's a third party. I'm just saying it's like they want to cheat off you. You get what I'm saying? Because you're learning new things, you're doing well, you got options opening up, and they're stuck in their head. They're not sleeping. They've had endings, right? They've had some sort of disaster, and now they're feeling the burnout because they played around. They weren't serious like you were. And you might be afraid of them coming to like cheat off you, where you put in the work and you've learned things, and now it's like maybe they just want to kind of like cheat off what you've already done, right? It's like, give me the the dumb, what is it, the dummy for learning how to use a computer, not the TED Talk, but you know what I'm talking about. Excel for dummies or PowerPoint for dummies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't really put any work, and they just played around, and then they got caught up in stress, anxiety, not doing well, no opportunities opening up. And I think you're afraid that they're going to come back just to cheat off like the hard work you've put in. And it's like, well, wait a minute, you clearly need to clean your act up. There was a distance for a reason, and that might be the conversation you need to have, is to make sure it's clear that whoever this person is, if they want to come around whatever endeavors you've got going on, this, like I said, it could be a colleague at work who just played around, didn't take anything seriously. They weren't learning anything new. They weren't trying to improve themselves. And now it's like, well, wait a minute, hold up. Gemini's doing great. Let me get back into connection with them. Let me see what's their system, how are they doing things? What are they learning? Can they just give me the quick download, like the easy button, like they want to call on you. That's what I'm getting. It's the easy button. They just want to call on you and get the quick answer rather than them learning how to do it themselves, because you, my friend, learned and put in the hard work. So of course you've got opportunities opening up because you've put in the work. You've expanded yourself. You've expanded your mind, your skills. And this person never did. And now they're like, Gemini, hey, I got a quick question. How do you do this? How do you do that? Rather than them taking the time. So that might be a conversation you need to have with this person. Let's go to this Ten of Swords real quick. I'm curious. What was this Ten of Swords? What was this ending? Difficult change. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. This may have been even something you were supposed to work on together as a team effort in the past. Queen of Wands, the World. It's like they were wishy-washy, right? They were supposed to be collaborating and doing teamwork, and they didn't. The Queen of Wands, it almost gives me this, with the World, it gives me this sense of like maybe they thought they were too what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't need to do all this. I'm the Queen of Wands, I get what I want when I want, so I'm not worried about it. I can take the time to play around, maybe even, with the World. I don't need to complete. I don't need to stick around and complete anything. And it caught up to them because they weren't putting the time and effort into collaborating and building, which is why you walked away, right? Because if you're supposed to be doing something with somebody and they're not putting in their effort, then you're better off walking off, going solo, learning and doing it all on your own. But yet here they come. Because they thought, well, I get what I want anyway. You know what I mean? I don't need to, I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to play, and then I might do a little work, and I don't, no, I'm good. But see, it's caught up to them, right? The cycle's ending on them. They can't go any further, because they were, too wiffle waffle, juggling, too much playtime. They didn't buckle down and get serious, right? And because you did, now they want to get back into your energy and they want to hit the easy button, which is what they were trying to do all along. You already realized it and walked away, but now maybe it's that uncomfortable conversation needs to be had where you're like, that's kind of, that was your choice, right? Twos are choice. You have a choice to pick where you want to put your energy into, right? Where do you really want to like Two of Pentacles is like, where do you want to put your actual effort into? And they were like, not worried about it. Now they are. So what are their true intentions? Safe space. It's like you're their safety net. You're their safety net. They respect you because they know you know how to put in the hard work, you know how to buckle down. You know how to avoid disasters because you're like being practical and looking ahead. And this person, see, that's why I'm saying they're going to come back and it's going to be confusing, but you need to remember why you walked away. They're using you as a safe space. Safety net. What else? Past. Yeah, see, the weight of what happened in the past is weighing on this person right now with the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords and the burnout. Now it's like, oh, you goofed around because you didn't put in the hard work up front. You just thought, nah, whatever they were doing, a little work here and then I'm going to go off and play. Well, no, I got to go off and I got to do this and I got to do that, right? They were juggling a bunch of different things and they didn't buckle down and get serious. And that's okay. That's their choice. They have every right to do whatever it is they want, but they don't have a right to come in and use you as the easy button because you already put in the work to this endeavor, right? And so the past weighs on them because they know they made the wrong choice in the past. They goofed off. Because they were playing too many games, playing around. Yeah, see, they want to make a date, it could be, right? This could be somebody that you could have been linked to romantically, but I'm not looking at that. They want to set a date to meet back up, right? To have a discussion. So it's going to happen. And you need to be mindful because they didn't put the work in. So what is the Seven of Cups for you? Let's get that with the choices. What's the Seven of Cups for Gemini? What's the Seven of Cups? That's too... Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Magician, and Death. Yeah, see, you Gemini energy, Scorpio energy, that's Scorpio energy, that's Scorpio Aries energy, and you've got Aries. So it's almost like, I feel like you've used your tools properly to transform yourself into something new, a new trade, a new career. You learned something new and you put the effort in. I don't know what that is. It's going to be different for everybody, but you with the Death card, you transformed yourself. Okay? You knew that whatever you were doing like may not last. It may not be anything that like if you're in business for yourself or you're trying to go in business for yourself, you know that, you know, because of the world rapidly changing right now, you're like, that might not be a skill that people will need. So now I'm going to need to turn this around and readjust. And you did. You put in the work. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. You've got a new thing coming in with the Emperor, okay, because you structured yourself where this person was not structured with the Two of Pentacles. Look at the way it's like, yeah, you know, I don't know. 1 minute I'm over here, 1 minute I'm over there, 1 minute I'm over here. I don't care, you know. And then all of a sudden they get all this ending. They can't sleep. They're burned out. They're overworking because they didn't focus like you did. The Magician, you manifested. You used all your resources and tools properly. You also know how to use the tools properly. This person doesn't. They want to use you as an easy button. They can't get over the past. You're the safety net. Now they want to come back, and now you need to understand that you've got new things opening up. You could very well be doing something where you're your own boss. That's the Emperor. The Emperor is the boss up. Whether you're masculine or feminine, does not matter. And it could be you have this new opportunity or these new opportunities, plural, popping up in Aries season, which is spring. That's coming right up. And you did the work during the wintertime. You buckled down. And you've got this leech coming back. Bless their heart. It's all fun and games until you F around and you find out that you're being left behind. Right? Now you're burned out because you're going to be overworking to catch up to where Gemini is. You know? That's what happens. You put all the work up front and then you... not complete easy street, but it does get easier for you, right? Put in the hard work up front so you can sit back and start to watch things, plans fall into place, things grow. You know, if you're building up clientele, you've got clientele coming in for you. You know, you could be your own boss. And again, this could be Aries season. So that's why. You know this already. I think you feel this. And if you don't, well, know it's coming. But you got the past coming back who wants to set up a date to meet up and talk. Right? And now you need to be clear. You know? They can't use you as an easy button. They goofed off. They had their chance. Now they want to cheat their way through because you did the hard work. Let's get you an angel card or number. Release. Yeah. 876. Let go of old patterns and beliefs that no longer serve your highest good. Embrace freedom in your life. Exactly. Keep this person released. I mean, what good are they going to do you? That it was an old pattern, right? And them coming back in and hitting the easy button, cheating off you, you know, dummies for whatever it is you learned. You know, they need to go back to the drawing board and they need to learn. You know, now it's time for you to embrace your freedom from this person that didn't collaborate with you when the time was right. You had to keep moving, so you broke off and you kept on going. You didn't stop. All right, Gemini, that's what I have for you. Be on the lookout, okay? This does look a little work related or, career related, business related, something like that. Signs. So we've got, like I said, we've got Scorpio, Gemini, Aries, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. Could be any sign, but I think you might have an idea of already who this is. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. Until the next one. And also, the full moon in Virgo readings are posted onto the new channel. All signs are posted. So we just came through that full moon. We are coming down and, from the energy from that now. So you can check that out. That is Intuitive Moon 1111 Tarot. All right. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. I'll catch you on the next one.